Okay.
Part two. I'm
No, we can just
sorry.
talk. I just like.
Okay. But yeah, guys definitely have more options. I don't like these streets, so I'm going in the house. Like dating is overrated. It's like no guy really wants to get to know you today. Like they just want to know, like, can I get in your pants? I'm sexually attracted to you, and I want to bone. Like, okay, appreciate it.
But that's what the people advertisers know. It's not our fault. That's what they're advertising. So
who advertises?
that's what
not me.
Listen,
them post. That's what them advertising. Like you go through. Like, all right, that's what y'all posting. I'm
but
just
that's
saying.
not everybody. See,
That's not what I go after. But that's what they advertise.
Dudes be generalizing us.
I'm gonna be honest.
Be generalized.
Okay, so I'm gonna be specific to SHAY because that's what I know. I don't advertise. I advertise my business, and you can't even see because my background blurred. A regular picture. I don't have sexualized pictures.
I don't either.
On Facebook.
I would never post.
On Facebook.
Not on
Instagram.
You're not gonna find
have sexualized pictures on Instagram.
If you find a sexualized picture of me, it's leaked from somebody's cell phone because that's the only way. I don't post stuff like that because I believe that what you post is what you're going to attract.
Exactly.
I don't want a strictly sexual relationship.
Exactly. I try to post. Now I'm like second guessing myself because he's like looking, so I'm a little nervous. But no, like I really don't feel like I post like stuff that's really sexually explicit, like that's all I'm looking for. I post encouraging things. I post pump up videos for the morning. I'm telling people to love themselves on Instagram or Facebook. Maybe I'm a little irritated, so I have my moment, and I'll be like, okay, here's this moment, but let's talk sucker back. Like, you know, I'm normally like teaching or showing something, but I don't be like, ooh, look at me, look at my, you know what I'm saying, whatever. That's the only one I was like, well, that might be that. You see,
this
a little cleavage, but that's not saying like I want. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying it's majority. I say y'all, but like,
yeah.
It's like,
and so like, I guess for me, that's why I don't want to date no more. I mean, I don't want to date, but the way I'm like, I don't want to say like I'm searching, but I'm not even like trying to be on no dating apps or nothing because like what I get is just those, and I'm just like, okay. It's like they want a relationship, but it's like you want to start off with sex. Like, can we just like know each other? What's your moral values? You know, do you want children? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
These men, and again, not everybody. I'm not saying it's all men, but like I had an experience a few years ago where a guy, you know, we started dating and it did move fast. It got sexual fast, and you know, we did what we did because we're adults. But then when I was asking the real questions, you know, what are your goals? Then he wanted to shy up. Like, no, you want to take your clothes off, fool. What are you doing? You can share your body, but you don't want to share your goals? What are we doing here? How we living?
I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, I don't want to say it out loud since I got to hold myself to the standard. But I'm not sleeping with nobody if we're not going to share social security numbers together.
And that's where I am.
That's tough. That is really tough. You know how many people? I'm gonna be quiet. I'm about to say something.
I'm just go ahead.
No,
I'm not gonna post this.
I got comfortable. But I'm thinking like just think about shirts. Yeah. No, you're fine. I don't care. I have no secrets. I'm authentically living intentionally and intentionally living authentically. When I think about my life and like people who I have been involved with that I would not share my social security number with, I'm like, girl, what was you thinking? What was you thinking? And it's not their fault because I'm the one who allowed it. You know what I'm saying? It was all consensual. But it makes me like move forward, like, okay, you learn better so you could do better and all that other things. But I'ma just sit on the sideline and the Lord gonna be like, boom, here's your husband. Here's your arranged marriage. And I bet you when God send them, I'm like, nah, houseway. Because I'm like over it, but I'm just waiting for somebody to set up my arranged marriage. I'm gonna just go with that.
Listen, I told my dad that if Married at First Sight comes anywhere near here, I'm signing up because it's not working. What I'm doing is not working.
Wait, what are y'all doing? First of all, what are y'all doing? That's the question. Like, let me help y'all. Come on, what are y'all doing?
I mean, I'm just like, I'm not, let's be clear. I work at an elementary school. So unless it's somebody daddy or uncle, like what I'm supposed to do? Like I be at work, typing on my little computer.
Good night.
Like, hey, Miss Joy. Hey, good morning. You know, half the time it's too much foolery going on in the office. I can't really, have a conversation. But I mean, it's COVID. It's not like there's a lot of places you can't go. So stuff
that
has
is
been
true.
shut down for so long. There's so many social events that used to happen that are no longer happening. So COVID put a big damper on the dating pool. And it was hard before COVID. So that just made it worse. But it's like, for me, I don't think I'm doing anything. I'm on some dating sites and it stresses me out daily.
So you paying for a dating app? Are you paying for it?
No, I'm not paying for Jack at this point. It's too many free ones out here.
You probably gotta pay. That's whack.
I paid for one before and it didn't give me nothing, so I stopped paying.
I never paid. I did the Facebook app. So I did the Facebook dating. I even got fancy and was like, well, when I'm in different cities, I'll turn on my location so it can give me a different, demographic. I even was going above and beyond because I'm like, this Toledo ain't giving me. So I'm in Columbus, I had turned it on. When I was in New Jersey and New York once, I turned it on. When I was in Atlanta, and I was just like, I think you're sexy is what I get. Okay, appreciate it. Maybe I can swing by and show you something. Show me what.
Yeah, they go straight to what you're doing.
Want to do Bible study?
Like, right. You want to come over? We could watch a movie.
It's Friday.
Oh, I don't know you, stranger danger.
But those apps are, anyway, I don't know. I'm not on any of them.
So Smith, I'm going to say this. Tinder specifically says in the description that it is for hookups. And that is the reason I am not on Tinder. But if you're on a dating app, which all of the other ones talk about dating, we should be on here today. Most people don't even make it to have a phone call. Before they ask you for your phone number, they ask you to come to their house or to come to your house. And that's weird. Women can't do that. You ain't gonna chop me up.
But then how do you know I'm not gonna chop you up? Like I think that's the logic for me. Like how
that's how I'm thinking. I'm like, who are you?
Like I'm not gonna chop you up. Cause like as much as you like, I can do chemistry. You know what I'm saying? I got these chemicals with hair and all that. Like I could poison you. You won't even know. I shouldn't say that out loud. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm thinking. Like they're like, well, I'm not a serial killer. I'm like, but I may be. Like you shouldn't say that. But at this point, I'm probably not gonna talk to this person no more. But yeah, I used to do social events. So for me, dealing with like when it comes to dating and childhood trauma, I would go to events that were geared towards like loving on plus size people, whether you're male or female. And that was cool. I met some decent, good people, but then it always is just.
I'm not even looking. That's the thing. I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
You said you haven't been invited. Well, you want to go?
So what he said was,
go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
I caught it.
I was just wondering, like,
if you want to girl, we can get you.
They be having these events in Columbus. You know what I'm saying? I can put you on. I know some people, but I've met some really good people. But I've also learned a lot more about myself. I have become more confident because of it. So it's not like a bad thing that these relationships weren't successful, but I know I want more. Right? I know, like I thought I wanted this thing, but yeah.
So what are your anyway? What guys are y'all picking? The one that's the one that everybody trying to get, or like what? How you pick the guy?
I've never been that woman, so we'll start there. I have always been a chubby chaser. I like, everybody want them little light skin, little fizz and raspberry. And I like chocolate men. Like I have never been the standard as it relates to dating. So that's not it. It's just
so what I'm choosing
quality person.
And then I get what you're saying, because sometimes you have a girls that get fixated on this like one guy, and they're like, yeah, he's attractive and he might be this, and they just want to go after that one person. Not everybody likes that one person. That's not me, because if everybody likes you, that means even if you chose me, you're gonna have all this temptation or whatever. So I don't want that. I don't want the competition. Like if we want each other, we want each other. That's cool. But I have dated the older than me, the younger than me, my age, like older, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, daddy, hey.
I tried that. Yeah, they're too aggressive for me.
Like, they are. So you wanna know what's the craziest thing? I liked older men because I thought they were more, direct and aggressive, and they're very like knew what they wanted. But baby, headaches, head to the aches. They know what they want, but they're stuck in their ways. I'm just like, ooh. And some of them were really passive. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And for me, I know I can't have someone who's super passive because I know I'm very direct. And I need someone to be like, okay, you're doing too much. And be okay with like correction. Like we should be able to correct each other, right? And so I've done like my complexion. People say I'm lighter, I guess, whatever. My complexion, I've done darker. I've never been like, oh, we gotta have the hair. Like I like chocolate. So I'm like, okay. I've done the facial hair, I've done the no facial hair. But yeah, it's never formulated, or then it's like, oh, I like you, and we like talk for 2 years, but nothing like we're as friends, and we know we like each other, but nothing really transpired. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go, we're not in a relationship, so I'm not gonna act like we are. So I'm gonna go date here. I didn't got a relationship, your feelings hurt. So you said what?
If you like her, you better speak up.
I'm not
like her, you better speak. And that's my move going forward. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm single. The last guy that I was talking to, I told him I'm single because he was like looking at a picture and be like, look at my lips. No, sir. I'm single until you make me yours. You don't get that option because you're not gonna play with me. And then when you find somebody, you walk away. Now you want to be with me, you're gonna be with me. And if you feel like we have talked or dated or engaged enough to where you don't like the idea of me being with someone else, you need to put some respect on it. Or leave me.
Let's have a conversation. Yeah. I realized at this stage, like my friend said it best. I'm ready for someone to choose me, and I'm ready to choose them. I'm not ready. I'm not here to play games. And for me, it's not when you say pivot, I'm like just playing or whatever. But yeah, I kind of had to have that mindset because for me, I will be talking to someone and I would like them so much. I will make myself exclusive to them without even, vice versa. And my feelings are getting hurt. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this right. Like I'm putting all these eggs in this basket and ain't nothing happening, but I'm dropping them and now my feelings are hurt and they crush. So I had to change the way I thought, like, okay. And this is another reason why I'm straightforward, because me waiting to him be like, oh, I like you, blah, blah, blah. Like, we've been talking, I want you my girlfriend. And I'm like, look, are we exclusive? Like, is it just me and you? Are we dating other people? And he was like, well, we're still getting to know each other, we're dating other people. Okay, fine. So I'm about to go on this date with this other man because he wants to get to know me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you're probably with whoever else and you said that we're not exclusive. Like, and I'm like, okay. Because I would be exclusive and like my feelings are hurt. And I'm creating this fantasy that's not real. I'm not got time for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I've definitely been in a place where I felt like, okay, we've been talking for 4 or 5 months. Like in my brain, at this point, we exclusive because you want to do everything that people in relationship do. But since you don't want to be in a relationship, you want the no strings attached. You want all the goodies with none of the work, and I'm not accepting that anymore. So, and it's no like, no harm, no foul. I'm not angry. Again, I'm just choosing me until somebody else decides to choose me as well. But the sad part about it is people be crazy. Like you really have to be as a single woman, and Smitty, I'm sure you as a man who is single, you experience this too. But you really have to be mindful when doing stuff like that because people are legitimate crazy. Like, and so I try not to get too involved too much until I know that you get at least most of your rocks up here. Cause you ain't finna come in here and try to obsess me. So you got to get out of here. But yeah, I'm gonna choose me for somebody. And again, when I get in a relationship, it's gonna be the bomb because he gonna be spoiled. But until somebody chooses me exclusively, I'm not choosing nobody else exclusively. I gonna drive myself crazy.
You know what's the craziest part? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So when you're choosing, or when you're in the talking phase, are you guys asking the guy like his job and career stuff like that, his vision? Or are you asking any of that stuff?
That's like
when do you guys ask that?
Like what you do for a living? I need to know up front.
I know I need to know before. And not even a living, but like, what's your passion? That's my biggest thing. Yeah. Like, what's your passion? What do you like to do? That's just me getting to know you. Like, maybe we just exchange numbers or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but I ask stuff like that. I ask pretty upfront, like, just because I want to, like, I don't want to date somebody who doesn't like kids. I work with kids in every aspect of my life except singles exchange. Literally at church, in my career, I mentored 3 different girls. Like, I work with kids a lot. If you don't like kids, you're gonna be mad all the time. So I ask stuff like that pretty close to the front. I know in my experience, it's not the asking because I ask. It's just that when I ask, I get an answer that doesn't fit.
So who breaks off the relationship? Who
like if we
has relationships like yeah, like who been breaking it off? Like what's your cutoff line?
The last time I think both. Like the last thing I was in, I realized it wasn't going to develop like what I needed that they could offer or give to me in the time before that.
What does that mean?
He broke it off.
Break it down. What break it down?
What do you mean?
So he wasn't going to do what? Like break it down. I'm listening.
I feel like his situation that he was in and what I needed in a relationship he couldn't give to me. He has a child.
What was that? Okay.
So
that was a red flag from the beginning?
It wasn't. So I wouldn't date someone with kids, right? I've always been realistic that I understand if you have a child, you take care of your child. Like to me, I enjoy that. That's a turn on. But there's a difference between taking care of your child and still like doing everything for your child's mother. And so that's what I couldn't accept. And then, but outside of that, that was like one of the things. The biggest things was intentions and actions not matching up with words. You tell me you like me, we want to do these things, but you're not initiating. And so I need someone, as much as I initiate, they have to be able to initiate as well. Simple things of like, hey, last time you came to town, hey, I'm gonna come to town and see you, we could do this together, blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't be me always the one, oh, when I'm in town, we hang out, or we do this, or we do that. Or, hey, I found this, let's do this together. Or, hey, I found this, let's do that together. It has to be a point where
what if he doesn't have the money to do all that at your pace?
It doesn't, what I want, it doesn't take money.
So if I'm trying to help, I just want to see if this is my point of view. If he has a kid, he's not gonna have time for you because kid is expensive. I already know that. I'm not even thinking about kids until I got at least $1 million, like more. Like that's personally me. Yeah. That's why kids not even. I don't think about kids. Like, it's not my price range. Yeah. So it's like we pick a guy with kids. I would just eliminate them if I was just.
And it's funny. He said that, and yes and no, because I've dated people who, even though it didn't work, it wasn't because of the kids that are not having their time. Yeah. They were able to balance, but it's not everybody's going to be able to balance that. So for me, if it was a thing with money, it was other ways to like figure out. You know what I mean? It wasn't a thing with money. It wasn't a time thing. The kid was older, so it would be times where he would have a free weekend or whatever. Or hey, it's the follow through. I don't feel like there was enough follow through or intentions or initiation. Like you have words, but the actions don't line up. You say this, but I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say, hey, I love you. Okay. I don't see the love in your actions.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that because I agree. I've dated a man with kids, and the guy who I was talking about a singles exchange that I went on a date with has 2 children. My problem is never with you being a father. I'm a daddy's girl. Please be the present father that you're supposed to be. My problem is when you say, I am going to make you a priority, and then you proceed to not make me a priority.
That don't make logic sense to me. You can't have a kid and prioritize somebody else.
I don't think
It's just to me,
that's true because our parents, if our parents were together, you spend quality time with your kids, just like you spend quality time with your spouse. It's possible. Now it takes being a good management of your time, but especially if the child don't live with you, it's easy to say it's not my weekend to have my kid. Let's go out on Saturday. It's something that's, or let's have a movie day. Because like you said, if money is an issue, you get the popcorn, I got the Netflix at my house. That's $1. I know popcorn $1 because I just bought it.
So why are we accepting that? If he has a kid with somebody else, why are you still? I don't know. It's just me. I don't know. I'm just stuck on that part.
I don't have a problem. Yeah. Listen, the older you get, and this may be more of a woman thing, but the older you get, the more likely it is that the person you date is going to have a child. These men be out there putting in everything. The older you get, the more likely it is. So
more likely, but there's still fishes in the sea though.
Yeah, and they don't want to date. They want to have sex and then go away and hide. So what do you
why
want?
Why you saying that?
I felt that. I felt that loud part.
So which piece do you want?
Man.
Girl, you did.
No shot. No shot. This conversation. I'm just saying. Choose your pick.
I feel attacked.
I love it. Yeah, she cute.
No shade.
Yeah. And here's the thing for me. Like I dated older guys. Guys 10 years, 15 years, 20 years older than me. I don't expect them not to have children. Right? Guys my age, I'm actually fine don't have children. So it's like changing up. But I don't expect somebody not to have children. I don't mind children. I can accept that, okay, we're about to go somewhere. There's an emergency with your child. You go take care of your child. I'm not offended because you communicate and you let me know, hey, my child just got to go to the hospital. Oh my goodness, are they okay? Do you need anything? I'm that person. You know what I'm saying? But if you're like, my kids, and I know your kid's been with the mother of your children for a whole 2 months straight, and you ain't had them, but that's your excuse. Yeah. Then I'm like, that's different. People who have children can date people who don't have children. There has to be communication. You have to be intentional, and it has to be some kind of balance. Now, don't get me wrong. As I'm getting older, my patience is growing thinner with people with children. I just ain't got time sometimes.
Why don't you make it thin in the beginning?
Because I love children. So it was a bonus to me.
Kids, okay, he is
it's crazy.
People with kids.
Yeah, I love children. I've always wanted children. Yeah. I love other people's children. Children don't bother me. Okay, we're supposed to have a movie night. Here's this emergency. Your kid gonna be here. I don't care because we're all spending quality time together. Like I like children.
And
it's like if you have a dog. That sounds good.
Can I tell you why children are not a deal breaker for me? Children are not a deal breaker for me because the perfect person does not exist. I don't care who told you they do not. Whatever person you get is going to come with something that you don't like. Either their mama got a nasty attitude, or maybe they got a nasty attitude. Maybe they got a kid. Maybe they don't manage their money well. All of those things could be red flags, but guess what? You come with some issues too. And you're going to want them to accept your issues just as much as they want you to accept theirs. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying that you should be, if you don't believe that you should date people with kids, don't do it. Because it's a lot. It is a lot.
I just want to clarify, like, probability. I don't know. I'm not good at statistics, but like, anyway, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, but then also you have to think about it though. When you think about numbers, like, okay, So there's more likely to be more single mothers in the world. So they have the children primarily. So there is probably
So
more.
So it's the
So
opposite
there,
for guys. If there's more like,
yes, and so it's more likely you're gonna. Yes and no. So for me, dating older men, it's more likely they've already had their children. Once they're in their 40s, they already had their kids. Their kids normally are older, so that's a little easier too. I'm just gonna be honest; they're not the 3-year-olds. Excuse me, they're not the newborns. They're not the 5. They're the 13s and up who can take care of themselves. So if there's something that comes up, it's probably an emergency. It's not because I have my kid and I can't leave my kid alone. It's because it's like they have grown children. My daughter about to go to college, so it's not a big deal that you have a daughter. Hey, you want to have more kids too? Okay, let's be on that. But then you have to think about the number thing. There are more women out there, right? Right now, there are more women I know my age who don't have children. So the probability of finding a guy, because there are more women than guys, the guys have more chance to find and date somebody who don't have children than women, because we're already limited with the number.
Definitely. And I'll say this, as somebody who is on 3 different dating apps right now, let's just say, for numbers' sake, I match with 10 people in a week. And that just means you swipe right on me, I swipe right on you. Bang, we matched. Of those 10 people, 6 or 7 of them are going to have at least one child. Because that's just the reality. The older you get, the less likely it is for you to find somebody without kids. I'm not saying it's impossible, but especially in my experience from the 89 babies, if these people got kids, I have people who have 3 and 4 kids, people my age who about to have a grandbaby. Like, hey, if you had one at 15, they got one at 15, that's it. Simple. Grandbaby.
Well, you know what? Do the math, baby. Do the math for me.
Yeah. I know, it's hard.
No. The guys that have kids, okay, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna. But the way you got me thinking at the same time too. But people have kids. Anyway,
now,
it's so many different scenarios.
Kids,
it's like it's all right. I guess, but I don't want to talk about nobody, bash nobody. But it's like,
no, just say this is a safe space.
Right, just say
it's a safe. But I'm thinking about the consequences. Like before I say anything, I have to think about the consequences. So it's like, but on the apps, most single guys are not on there. Even all right.
Wait, okay. Tell us more. What you mean? Where they at?
Right.
They're playing
besides hiding.
I gotta rephrase what I'm thinking. Go ahead, because there's a lot going through my head right now. Because I'm thinking the guys that are on the apps, they're not strong enough to go online. I don't know, it's Corona. So everything I'm trying to say, I'm contradicting what I'm saying. So it's like, I'm like the guys that are on there,
it's cold.
They scared to approach, but they're online because of COVID. So it's like everything I'm saying is like contradicting. Like,
yeah, because where do you approach during COVID when everybody got a mask on? Like, she might be ugly from the nose down.
But it's better in person though. The probability is like you're not gonna play games, because when you're on the phone, like the screen, it's like it's kind of a game. Unless you're not outside of work, like everything you do on a computer, like Facebook, everything's a game or a business.
That's what it feels like. With dating, like I don't. Until I meet a person, I'm like, you can tell me all these wonderful things. I take you for what it is, but I know there's no probability it can all be trash and lies until we meet in person and see what it is. And then when you talk about me, as far as dating guys without kids, I have dated guys without kids. But I feel like I don't know, most of the guys who approach me, like I feel like she said, 8 out of the 10 have children. No, exactly. It's 7.
It's like
I'm so 7.
Yeah. So all right, here's my question. So the guys that you guys dated with kids, you thought they were serious from the beginning?
Some of them were.
Yeah.
But
I think he still is.
So there was no red flags, as in it wasn't going to work from the beginning. Was there any indication?
No. The reason of all the guys that I've ever dated with kids, the kids have never been the issue. Mm-hmm. Never.
Yeah.
I like nobody's perfect, But why would you settle with somebody with kids? Like, why don't you just cross them off? Like, that's my
Because they
question.
need love too. They single.
But you're adding to the issue of guys having a lot of options. It's like there's no consequences for anything. It's just everybody go as you.
It's like with the kids, you have that. You said what?
I know. Well, because he's saying they add into like the issue of them having options. I don't think that they should be without love just because they got a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't they be loving their kids if they have like?
I mean, yeah, they should. But I mean, I think what he's saying is like the way it kind of maybe lines up in his mind is like it's easier for people with kids to date other people with kids. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of unspoken stuff that they can understand maybe with each other compared to when you don't have children, you date someone with children. There's a lot of things that education-wise that have to go with like showing a person why you do this way because you have children. Compared to if I already have children, I'm dating somebody with children. A lot of stuff I will get naturally, but a lot of stuff I do get naturally because I see my mom raised me as a single mother. You know what I'm saying? So like I get that there are sacrifices and stuff. And people with kids, I feel like do need love too. Some people honestly cannot date people with children because they don't like children, they don't want children. And I feel like if that's the case, then don't do it.
Then that's the option.
So can I ask a question? What's the point of dating?
Oh Lord.
I will hope to know each other. Right.
To see if I want to be exclusive with you.
When I date, I am getting to know somebody to determine if I want to exclusively date them for
what is exclusive? All right, what's exclusive?
Exclusive means I'm only dating you and you only dating me. We not dating multiple.
Does that indicate a ring to determine that?
No. Exclusive dating is just that, exclusive dating.
So what's so exclusive about it outside of regular relationship?
That is a regular relationship.
Yeah, if we become exclusive, we're in a relationship in my eyes.
There's no boundaries.
Exclusive means relationship. I don't think that's true. You set boundaries for your relationship when you get in it. Because if you date me and you date somebody else.
So you go for a job and you just meet our requirements, you should get in?
No.
So no matter.
Right. Right. If they hire me, if I go to an interview, dating, regular date, if I go on one date, that is an interview. If you go on 2 dates, that's a second interview. Just like some jobs require an extensive interview process. But
come on now.
If we get to the place where we decide, I have decided to hire you as my partner, and you have decided to hire me as your partner, we are partners with each other, and that's it. But you establish those boundaries when you signed your employee contract.
And y'all talk about that stuff.
That'd be something I would change personally. Like the whole dating process, like bring your whole resume up front. Like
that's a waste of
time. Because that means I want to know your bad stuff up front too, and then I might not want you no more.
Exactly. That's the point. Time is precious, but we're all worried about time, but we don't do the things necessary to save time.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that simple.
I know it's not. It is, but it's difficult because of what we were taught to do. Like we never, like for getting a job, we have to go through all this school. It's predetermined for us in a way. So then when we get to the career, it's not really what we want. It's kind of the same thing with dating. It's like, why don't you just tell me up front what you need for the rest of your life? It's like, no.
The rest of your life, but that's gonna change.
You need experience, exactly.
I needed that, but that goes back to the contract, because if in our contract we agree to grow and change together, that's how a relationship works. What my mom needed at 16 when she married my dad is not what she needs at 63 now. But you have to be able to adapt with your partner, because you're going to change too. What you need now in your late 20s, early 30s is not what you're going to need in 10 years, 15 years, or even 5 years. And you want your partner to be able to give you what you need in that moment.
So again, what is the point of a relationship? Or all right, this is different. Dating, but now what's the point of a relationship then? If people's want to change, like what's the point of getting it?
If you change together.
Companionship.
It is.
What does that mean?
Some people like to be.
I use you and you're done. That's it. Like, all right, you was good for a moment.
No, companionship is doing life. It's not sex. Companionship is, are you my best friend? Doing life together. Can we talk?
Say that again. Are you my best friend?
Are you my best friend? If I'm having a bad day at work, can I call you? Or if you having a bad day at work, can you call me? Can you be my safe place and can I be yours? But you got to grow to that. You don't get all the keys and the lock codes on your first day at the job. You got to work your way up to that stuff. You don't get the key to the safe on your first day at the bank. I know that for sure.
Depends on who you are. During the office hours.
That's not a secure bank, honey. I got questions. I ain't putting none of my money up in there.
That whole part. So to me, it's everything that she said plus more. Like, are you my best friend? Are we gonna do this thing to life together? Are we gonna build together? We're gonna grow together. You know, it's that's your partner. That's a person that I'm choosing like right now, based on what your foundation is, based on who you are now. I see the potential to grow even more, but not like that potential where you not meeting none of the foundation criteria or anything. But just saying like, hey, I like you, you like me, like, hey, let's do stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this, let's do that, you know, and then it grows, it develops. It doesn't stay the same. That's what life is. Like, hey, we're gonna develop together. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to figure this world out. But that's why like your foundation of like who that person is, what foundation they're standing on is important. Because if your foundation is good and solid, even as you grow with life changes, y'all will still be able to grow together. But if y'all foundation, I ain't trying to talk about being equally yoked or nothing, but if that foundation is not together, it's not going to grow. And if I be honest, when I look at my past relationships, my problem was we didn't have the same foundation. Come on, God. We were not like on the same kind of foundation. So no matter what it was, whether he had children or didn't have children, it wasn't going to work because the basic necessities were not the same. The basic things were not the same. What he wanted was not aligning up to what my life mission is or what I want from life, and vice versa. As much as I can see potential, I'm not here to change you or make you do something that you can't even see for yourself. So what I realized with dating and what I have learned in my past experience is that I need a visionary. I have vision. I need someone to have visions. So for me, I can't even be mad at the guys because it's all what I've been attracted. It's all because I just been like, okay, let's figure this out. And it is a learning experience because you really don't know what you want until you practice something. You know what I'm saying? If I want to not air quote master dating, but if I want to get into a relationship, I'm not the person who's gonna be like, oh, this is my high school sweetheart, and we've been no high school. I didn't even know these like me. I was not the same SHAY Crystal Taylor I am right now. I was way more defensive because I was going through some stuff. But who I am now is like, okay, I see, I do better because I know better now. But I accepted that stuff because I didn't even know any better in those past relationships. You're right. There were red flags. I didn't know they were red flags. I just thought it was something we can work out or figure out because I am good at adapting. I can adapt to stuff, but I was with people who didn't know how to adapt. So guess what I realized? I need someone who can adapt. You know what I'm saying? So it's lessons. I didn't wake up, air quote, being a life coach, being a hairstylist, being whatever. I had to go to school because I saw there was a skill, but I had to become more competent in it, to increase my confidence so I can become better. Now, when you ask me the question, why am I single? I am more confident because I have experience. I have learned some stuff for me because that's what SHAY needs so that I can do better. You're right. There are a lot of red flags. And I'm like, why was I doing this? Because I'm the big softie. Everybody deserves love. You know what I'm saying? But I have a question. Okay, this is off topic. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Everybody deserves love, whether you have children or not. And so for me, I can love somebody. You don't have to be a certain physique or whatever. You can be the lightest thing out there, the darkest thing, the smallest thing, the biggest thing, the shortest thing, the tallest thing. Because I want to love your insights. I want to love who you are, your characteristics, your personality. And me as a woman, I have so much love to give to a man. I would prefer to give it to a Black man because I feel like they need love. So if what I did during my dating experience is sprinkle a little love so that they know that they're powerful enough, even if we didn't make it, I'm going to take that for what it is. But what I have learned is that, and I believe it's true, and tell me what you think about it, Smith, is they said it's more important for a woman to find a man that loves her first than the other way around.
Wait, repeat that, run that back.
Yeah, I might not say it right.
What?
But it's you want to, no, that's not the right words. You want to find a man that's more in love with you than
you're in love with him.
Yeah,
I heard that too, and I
and I
red
flag.
Nope.
Okay, tell me more.
No.
A woman
in a book in the Bible, it says a man should find a good wife. No. He should find. That means he should love her first
find her
before she even probably know. But so what I'm saying is, for a woman, I think it's a thing of protection, of saying, it's not saying that she won't fall in love and be in love with him, but it's more beneficial for a woman to find a man who is in love with her and then go from there.
Right.
Yeah.
So the question,
that's what I didn't do.
The question is, and I have a follow-up comment to what you were saying, because but the question is, because somebody asked me this too. The question is, should a man love his woman more than she loves him? That's basically the question.
Say yes. Should a man
love a woman more than the woman loves him?
Should a man loves a woman?
Like, should you love your wife more than your wife loves you?
Yeah.
Listen, and every man that I have asked has said flat-foot, what's the problem? And I think it's nuts.
That's the thing.
Women think it's crazy.
A guy could love a woman. It's not nuts. Wait, a guy could love a woman, but then the woman will break it off.
Well, I mean, that could go either way.
But I'm gonna tell you.
Earlier, when I asked who broke off the relationship earlier, y'all said y'all.
But no, I
didn't say that
because he wasn't doing whatever.
It was both, because one relationship I broke it off with him. Another relationship, a guy broke up with me. Yeah, that's a hard pill to say out loud,
it makes you feel awkward.
But the reason I feel like it is not to say that the woman won't fall in love with the man or whatever. But when it starts off, he should love her more, because I feel like he's more likely to stay committed because there's so many options out there. But if a woman is chasing, I've seen so many women chase men. I want him. He's mine. He did all these other things, have 4 babies on you, and you still won't stay married to him. I'm like, what is that? But I feel like the probability, like I see relationships where that you could tell that man is so in love with a woman and his wife and all of that. And she loves him, don't get me wrong, and is in love with him too. But you could tell there's like an ounce of a little bit more. And I feel like the probability of him staying faithful is greater. That's why I think it works.
That makes sense. But so what I wanted to comment and agree with was when you were talking about how you saw red flags, but you didn't know they were red flags. Dare I say that's the purpose of dating, is to learn what's a red flag, what does and does not work for me. Because if I had not been in my previous relationships, I wouldn't be at a place where I'm able to say, I tried that in a relationship before and that didn't work for me. That's not going to work for me because I've tried it, because I have put myself out there, because I have had this experience, and now I know this is something that does work for me. This is something that does not. And the purpose of dating, along with getting to know that person, when you're not exclusively dating, when you're not in a relationship, when you're just going on dates, is to find out what's out there, what works for you, and what does not. Because if you get in a relationship to somebody that you literally know nothing about, and then you're miserable and you like these people on Married at First Sight that's running out the first day, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like,
Let me Google this. What is dating?
It comes on tonight. It comes on tonight.
Married at first sight.
I'm just like the term dating.
What does dating mean? Married at first sight, I would do it. And the only reason I would do it because I actually know Pastor Carl and I trust him. So I would feel okay. Oh my goodness, he's so bomb. Yeah.
I would, just because, don't get me wrong, I think all of the experts are great at their job. But to have somebody that has a spiritual understanding of marriage, because we can go into the biblical thing about how the Bible says that husbands should love their wives, and it says that wives should honor and obey their husbands. It don't say nothing about love. You ain't even got to get into all that.
Come on now.
I'm just saying, it's in there, huh?
It's in there.
So, yeah.
What did you find?
So you said it. I keep seeing that word exclusive. I never heard it before. So exclusive is a guy. Wait.
It's why
is a woman asking for exclusive when a guy's supposed to be doing that?
I agree. I'm not asking for it.
But I don't ask for it, but I clarify.
Right. I think what we were saying is that we are not going to act like we're exclusively in a relationship if he does not ask.
That's dating,
If that's what we're saying now, if he has not made it clear that we are in a relationship and we are solely dating each other, I'm not going to only date him until you let me know I like you in a way that I only want to date you. I want to see where this goes. That's what we're saying. Yeah, that's what we were saying. We agree. We on the same page.
But the exclusivity part, so why would you cut him off if you're dating?
What do you mean?
Why would I cut him off? If it's something I don't like, I can do that. I found out that I don't like this about him. Right. I don't like smokers. So, if that's a red flag for me, I don't have to go on a second date with you because I'm not your girlfriend. We just went on one date. Now I've gone on a date, like a Starbucks date with a guy, and the date was horrible. And I text him after, like, hey, this is another bad story. So if you want to feature this one. Went on the Starbucks date. The date was horrible. I text him after, like, hey, thank you for the Starbucks. I'm not really interested in going out again. That man cussed me out from left to right, up to down, called me all the bad. I had to block that man. It was horrible. I mean, he woke up the next day and was still texting me bad stuff. He was mad.
Damn.
And I had to block him off of a $5 Starbucks. Like, yeah.
I heard about that. I've been hearing that a lot. Like, people complain about $1. I'm like, I don't want to be in the streets, man. I ain't got time for that.
It's ghetto out here. It's ghetto out here.
But for me, it's just a talking stage. People get mad at me. What the hell? Like, we never met up yet. It's like, what the hell you?
The expectations too, though. There's and like when you say like things like, oh, who's supposed to do this, who's supposed to do that. It's even with that of saying like, I don't even look at it like that because it's like, is a man supposed to say, oh, we're going to be exclusive now, or ask him going to be exclusive? If we both feel each other, like if we have a conversation about it and we both discuss it, like, okay, this, and we agree, but like, I used to be very old school, like, I want him to ask me out and all this other stuff. That's before I started jumping DMs and stuff. And then I learned, like, guys, they be shy too. They be not trying to, they're scared of rejection too. As much as like I've had people, I'll be like, you know what, appreciate it, but I'm not interested, or I'm not dating right now. I'm just kind of focusing on myself. I've had that, especially it depends on how the person comes. Because I've had people like come left, like, you saying hi. Like, I don't post explicit stuff, of myself at all. Like, that's not me. I'm trying to be very classy and modest or whatever. And like, you have men who jump in your DMs and be like, oh, do you send nudes? Nude what? Lipstick? Is this the first thing that you're gonna say to me? And it kind of, we know all guys are not like that, but it kind of makes you like, I'm tired. And then it makes you want to be like, you know what? F it, I'm for the streets. Let's just.
It's too much.
You funny.
We like, let's get this roster together.
Right. My move for all 2022 has been, I'm just trying to love somebody's son and treat him right. That's all I'm trying to do.
And I know I have so much love. I have so much love to give. And that's like the sad part because for me, I really have so much love to give. I'm just like, I love on myself,
Yeah,
you know. I love on my coaching clients and just call it that.
right.
To their
Um,
coaches.
love my coaching clients, like,
Oh.
give them love. Yeah. I ain't trying to be on. I never did the coach before. So, I don't know how to think about that. But yeah. I try to be for these streets, but it don't be working out. So I just stay to
It
myself.
ain't never worked for me. I be trying to.
I got
Get
lessons if y'all want to.
scared.
I got a course, you know what I'm
Yeah, oh, you master the
saying?
streets.
Please teach us
I
your ways.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I'm just I tried it. I tried a very like heartless encounter, and I'm like,
That
I
heartless
just it's not
encounter.
me.
Mercy. All right, go ahead, Pippin. I'm
I got
listening.
too comfortable. Anywho, I mean, yeah, I tried to just be like a no strings situation, but I just no, I can't. It's just so whack. It's so
Hmm.
whack. Such as life. Life is on. I learn from my ways and know what I really need in life, and I just accept it. And yeah,
You just accept it. Why?
accept that I'm
It's
not for these
hard.
streets.
Gotta fight. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm so tired of fighting. Yeah. I'm gonna just wake up and be married, and I'd be like, okay.
Yo, that be happening a lot on Facebook. People,
I'm telling y'all
they
right
be
now.
deleting their face like, hey,
And
come up
come
married.
back
What the
later.
hell?
I'm telling y'all right now, if I disappear off social media and I come back with a husband, just know.
I'll be happy for you.
Just know I got on Married at First Sight.
And listen, I'm okay with it.
Listen, we might be on there together.
Girl, listen.
Say.
Listen, I would totally do it. I understand why different cultures do what they do. It's a lot of pressure with dating. It's a lot of stuff that you don't know. And I would trust somebody who really knows me, be like, you need this. Because then they also see another part of me. Like they take into consideration what I have to say. But then they also see the other part of me that I can't see, right?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. So they, helping me. But yeah.
Smitty, would you sign up for a show like that?
Hell no.
I know he was gonna say that.
It was a quick no, too. Absolutely not. Smitty said, I don't know what I'm getting into. Okay.
Nah, I don't play that trap. Nah.
I wish it wasn't really legally bound though. You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing. I'm a little hesitant about that part.
It's the legally binding part.
Wait, you know what? I take that back. If somebody like Oprah or a rich person had a daughter, it's like I'll probably yeah, rich to royalty.
You don't get to pick them now. That's the thing.
So I don't mind if they got the money. Hey, I'm set.
No, like you don't get to pick.
He'll do the
I'll tell you my requirements. If it's not that,
you'll do the marry a millionaire, marrying into millionaire.
Oh yeah.
I got you.
I'll definitely do that.
So you saying money is more important? It's
in a marriage. Yeah. White kings go for queens. Like what? Type of junk? Like you got to build a royalty. But
listen, leave a legacy, okay? An empire, but not of debt, okay?
Right. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, part 2 is better than part 1.
It always happens. That's why I get to talking. Like when it get too late, I'll be talking too much. I'm like, let me shut up. It be slipping.
No, don't shut up.
Like.
What about you and your streets and your roster and like what's the male perspective?
I know Smitty got a roster. I know Smitty got a roster.
That part.
He got that beard.
What's a roster? No, what does a roster mean?
Your roster is the people that you text and that's interested in you, or you are interested in them.
That's all right. I don't get it. Y'all no, y'all go first. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah,
I like a roster is like people you talk to.
I need definition.
Right, people you talk to.
Like for instance, I won't say on my roster. I don't have a roster, but like the guy who I was in his DMs at that time, you could say he was on my roster. Or if I had another person, so roster when you have more than one, and it's just people who like, hey, I'm interested in you a little bit. Let's get to know each other. Maybe you've gone on a date or two, but it's like multiple people.
Right. Who you send a good morning text to?
I don't send good morning text. Oh. Like morning, it's like anyway, I'm learning too much, so I just. But no, I'm not looking, but they're there in case I ever need one.
That's a roster. Oh my goodness, that's a roster. Literally, like.
It's like I try, but it's too much attention, like too much energy. Like, I'm so used to be single. It's like it's not a joke. I enjoy it. So it's like,
that's one of my prayers, like my current prayers, is that because I do want a relationship. It's something that I desire. I want to be married one day, but I have to like pray, like, Lord, don't let me get too comfortable. Cause when you live by yourself, like ain't nobody touching your stuff, ain't nobody in here talking to you. It's quiet, it's peaceful. Like you just got your groove of how you want things to go. And even if it's a person that you really like I said, at some point they're gonna get on your nerves and they be in there eating your leftovers that you was planning to come home and eat, and you might say some bad word. At least you know it. At least you know that's you. But you go in there and eat that girl leftovers. Leave her food alone.
Hello, she gonna cuss you out.
She got 24 hours.
24 hours? What's
max
that?
72 hours.
Yeah. That's funny. So dear Smitty's future girlfriend, take your leftovers to work the next day or they won't be gone.
Facts.
You is a mess.
That's funny.
Not the leftovers.
I just don't, because I don't understand it. I'm not going to jump in a relationship or dating if I don't understand the outcome that I'm going to get out of it. I just
your life partner.
Yeah.
So, he was not gonna. Did you see his answer? Yeah, okay. Partner and.
Oh, wow. That is so funny. Yeah, you get your life partner. You get the person that you're gonna spend forever with, hopefully.
I got YouTube. Yeah. I'm good. Like, go ahead, y'all. But it's really
YouTube gonna keep you warm.
YouTube, I about to say YouTube can't do what
YouTube can't satisfy.
No. It's like it's
gonna be quiet.
Right,
there are needs that YouTube can't fix. Okay, like you can't talk to YouTube.
I was just about to say, not even the sexual needs. Like we were not built to be alone. We were built.
You know, Angela Lee, she be exclusive with that shit.
We were not built to be alone. That's why it's God in three persons, because he is a community, so we can live in community. That's the whole purpose of him being the way that he is. He didn't make us to be alone, because he made us in his image and likeness. He made us to be with other people, and that's why even though we say we don't want it, we keep inching back towards it, because it's a part of who we are. You gotta
mention his wife. How did he get his wife? How did Jesus get his wife?
No, he got three persons: the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Now you call and ask him about his wife, but if he strikes you down, that's your business. Because
I ain't got nothing to do with us.
We warned you. Or I'm gonna let you know it was him. It wasn't me. It wasn't him.
Hey, he left out at 33. Like peace. So.
Well, I don't plan to leave here at 33, but
I got living to do.
I got living to do.
I got work to do. But yeah, it's tough in these streets.
Yeah, it's tough. So if you have,
it's not tough. It's just like if you know what you want, you're not gonna stop until you get it.
But then after a while, it's like,
did y'all write down your 666 guy?
666 guy. That sounds like the devil.
That definitely sounds
6'6", whatever, 6 figure.
You don't gotta be 6 feet. You don't have to have 6 figures right now.
Let me tell you how the media be playing with y'all. The media makes y'all believe that that's what a woman wants. And that's why y'all be like, I'm not going to waste my time because I don't have those things. Stop letting the internet troll you. I just told somebody today, stop letting the internet troll you. That is not what we asking for.
What are you asking for?
What am I asking for?
Did you write it down? Yeah.
I know what I want. I don't have to write it down. Let's be clear. I wrote it down, ripped it up, wrote it down, ripped it up again, all of that, honey. I know.
Sounds about right.
I want a man who is honest. I want a man who chooses me. Thank you, SHAY Lynn. I will always give you credit from here on out.
Thank you.
I want a man who is able to provide, given I have a job. I take care of myself very well, might I add. But is he also able to take care of us? Because that's what I want.
Us who?
I want a man who I can have a conversation with, an intellectual conversation, because I talk a lot and I don't like to be bored.
Come on now.
And I want a man with good hygiene.
Listen to or talk.
No, I like talk. I like conversation. I want, like how we talking now. I like to talk. I like have, even if it's a debate, even if we don't agree, I like to see other perspectives and I like to explore them. Now that doesn't mean I'm gonna change my opinion, but it's worth listening to the conversation.
Right. I can respect your opinion.
And I can respect your opinion. Even if I don't agree, I can respect it. So, yeah. That's it. And I don't think that's hard. See, I didn't say nothing about 6 figures or 6 feet. I didn't say none of that.
You just did.
Well, not as much as it requires. You was just.
He don't act right. He just don't act
not
right.
At all.
Okay.
Not at all. I feel it.
So Shaylin, what's on your list? And Smitty, we coming to you next. So you may as well
get that listen, right? So what's on my list is I need someone who has vision. I need someone who has passion. I need someone who understands how to protect. I'm not saying you gotta pull out a gun, but just to make me feel safe. A space where I could be vulnerable. I need someone who is fun and goofy and who likes to talk and have conversations, but also can appreciate silence because I understand, someone who can take care of themselves, someone who is who believes in actions and like love languages and things that just want to explore new things together, but understand like we are our own separate people as much as we're trying to come together. Yeah. Someone who's driven, like the characteristic has to be on point. If it's not, guess what? I'm gonna be bored. And someone who understands, like who's understanding, like, yo, I get distracted easily. So if you mad, I get distracted, it ain't gonna work. Patience. I'm so serious. I get so distracted, like I'm supposed to be doing something. I need someone who has patience and compassion. And everything that I ask is everything I'm willing to offer. Someone who can give love in the way that they give love and who can we can learn how to love each other.
That's good.
So adaptability is very important. Open-mindedness. I got a long list because it's everything I'm willing to offer. So Mr. Schmitty.
Miss Francois.
You wrote one thing down.
That boy empty, ain't it? What you see on there? That boy blank. That's solid.
Oh,
boy.
It is really. I thought you had wrote one thing down. So you don't want anything?
Huh?
You don't want nothing?
Hey, God knows. A man would know.
But do you know? Willie?
Hey, got a long way to get there.
Do you ever like daydream about stuff like that? About like relationships or your future and what it would look like?
What my future look like? Yeah. I actually, anyway, I don't know.
It's just us here.
Come on now, say it.
The only person who has the power to post it is you. So if you want to cut that part out later, that's your business.
What? I really don't. It's like I know once I get her, it's gonna be some like royal type shit. So it's like, until I get that royalty, I got my crown. I ain't putting on nobody else.
He going to Zamunda. With that girl, if they bark like a dog.
Yes.
Oh,
she came back in the second one, still barking. I was like, wow, that's just hilarious.
Yo, that was such. I need to watch the second one again. It's so funny. It is so funny.
Yeah, that's one of my faves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was fun, guys.
Yeah, I enjoyed ourselves.
Once I maximize myself, I can find somebody. But right now, I gotta maximize myself.
But you know what? I can appreciate that too, Smitty. When you know you're not ready to date and you're not on these dating sites anyway, don't waste these people's time. If you know that you're
waste
not
their time, they waste my time. What? What?
Well, look, don't let them waste your time. But I can appreciate somebody who knows that's not what I'm looking for right now. So I'm not even going to put it out there that that's what I'm looking for. Because a lot of people, men and women, do not have that component. And then when they find somebody who, like the three of us, is a good person, who has goals, who has things that they want to do, and they scar them, now everybody looking crazy at the good person because they done spazzed out. Like,
that part.
I appreciate the fact that you're able to recognize that ain't for me right now. So I'm gonna sit this one out and let y'all have it, you know?
Let y'all finish a fight, you know. Go ahead, fight. All right. Who left? All right, bet.
Listen. I mean,
but that's the thing though.
True.
The thing I see is like if I chose earlier, it would stop me from reaching my potential, but it'll build a relationship. Basically, you go alone, you go further. But if you go together, whatever they say, whatever that thing is, it's true.
You can go further together than alone. Is that what you're trying to say? No, or you go faster alone than together?
Go further together.
Yeah. So I like going fast. It's like, I'm laser focused.
If you're going fast on the treadmill, where are you going?
We going to the moon.
Shaylin.
I don't even know. That was the Lord. That was the Lord. I'm just being honest.
Good one.
You're going fast, but you're in place. And sometimes I've come to realize my blessings is not just me. They're attached to other people. That's not saying it's relationship with people or like, whatever, but it's like encounters with people. So I do get what you're saying. And if you like to go fast, know what you need and what you like, but also know that maybe you're not going to go as far as you need to go until that day come. And I feel the same way. Because for me, I'm like, I rather just do this by myself, figure all this out by myself. So I know this is me. This is all of me. You know what I mean? And I've done this. And I get together with whoever, boom, that's fine. But, I don't know. We have answers, maybe.
So would you settle for a guy that has everything? Wait, I gotta phrase this right. Would you settle for a guy that has everything?
I feel like there's this space for men of they have to where you feel like you have to censor yourself. Don't do that.
Getting married doesn't get rid of your issues, it exposes them. So I'm trying to say, like, if a guy has everything supposedly, but when you get in the relationship, you see some exposure, some issues, is that a red flag?
No.
Depends on what they are.
I'm about to say, everybody has a red flag, even you, Smitty.
I ain't got no red flag. I'm good. I'm all green over here.
No.
Okay.
That's a red.
Okay.
What's they doing in the chat? Shaylin, red flag.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. What did the Bible? What did our verse say today about sin? About everybody has it.
Yeah.
And if you think you don't,
everybody.
Yeah. Everybody got red. I know I got red flags.
Too. Yeah.
My only red flag is, no.
Well, you're not a woman, so you can't say what's a red flag to us.
No, I'm talking about what's my red flag. Wait, say it again. I can't tell what your red flag is.
Where a red flag that we see in you is different than what you see in yourself.
Yeah. What is my red flag? Yeah, since you know what red flags do I have that you see right now?
Shaylin, I'm gonna let you answer that one, honey. I'm gonna let you go and take that one.
Shut up.
No. She already said it. I want to hear from you. I want to see from Maxie what she said. What's the red flag you see from me? Go ahead, Joy.
Oh wait, I already said it.
Yeah, you said it last time. You remember, like it adds up in my.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, Joy. What's my
red
red
flag? Is that you running and hiding.
I'm what?
That's a red flag. That you run and hide. That's a red flag.
Yeah. I was gonna say your red flag is seeking a perfect moment, or some perfect time for you to get everything perfect for you to find that person. Another red flag is you overthink everything.
Hey, kept me alive this far.
It has, and there's nothing wrong with overthinking, because it has kept me alive this far. But it comes to a point where you find some kind of peace.
But it comes with you not taking certain risks that you could take.
Huh? Because you can't calculate.
I'm an overthinker as well. And when we are out of control, we don't even want to try it. Tell you what I know, because it's me too. So
listen, don't act like you know me, because you don't, but you do.
It is I, okay?
It is I.
I told you, so sister.
So sister. It's a song I can't think of right now.
I know exactly. Hey, sister, so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it talks about us.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag though, because if you're not willing to take the risk, you're not gonna find. And I don't. When we say perfect, nothing's gonna be perfect. There's gonna be a flaw or a blemish or something that is not ideal. But to find the person who is perfect for Smitty, it's gonna require you to understand that she has flaws and you do too. Exactly. And the fact that you don't want
and I want to test your flaws, and if I don't like it, you ever say?
And she gonna test yours. Yeah.
You don't like that. People. And that happened on Married at First Sight last week, and it didn't go well.
Everybody tests everybody. I do feel like people should test people, because I'm a tester too. Because I know I'm a person who can push boundaries, and if you're not going to, and it happens naturally even when I don't try to do it. So if I test you, take a moment where I'm pushing the boundary, and you let me just slide too many times, no, that ain't gonna work. I don't want nothing perfect. I don't want to get away with stuff or whatever you want to say this, and then you build up resentment. No, thank you. Yeah. And you should be able to test people, but nobody's even perfect. Even me looking for this person who is driven, who is this, who is that. He might deal with anxiety. He might have other flaws, but it comes to a point where it says, "I like you. I like you enough. I might love you enough. So let's handle this together. Let's do life together. We can be good for each other. Because when we are off on the rim or whatever, and when we pull back, we can pull back. We can encourage each other. We can push each other. Because guess what? Sometimes I feel sad and I need that encouragement. And no offense, I don't want to call my homegirl. Sometimes I just need a hug. And I don't want to be hugging titties with titties. Like, I want a chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff.
Wait, no, I don't. My pastor always says we are better together, and as I get older, I understand more what he means by that. Going back to what we said about we were created to be in community. Sometimes you just need your person.
Yeah. Now, can I survive and still accomplish everything that Shay needs to accomplish without that person? Yes, I can. And that's the lesson I learned in dating. I don't have to have a man. I want one. It would be nice to have one. Sometimes I feel like I need him, but I don't have to have him.
That's good.
He don't have to have me. I'ma still be bomb by myself.
That's good that you recognize it's not a requirement. Some people get so caught up in I gotta have a man or I gotta have a woman that they'll take any old thing that come in, and that's when you get the people that got 7 kids and 6 baby mamas. And wait.
First of all, don't act like you know my life.
I'm just saying.
It was a 7 with 7.
Oh gosh, that's a red flag for me. Now that you doing a little too much. You don't have no type.
I didn't know no better. I didn't do no better.
You live and you learn. But yeah, I think the difference is knowing that I want somebody who can meet me at a certain standard. Not that they're perfect, but we have a standard that we can meet and attain together. And we're not just gonna take any old raggedy bum off the street.
We need some professionals because we all messed up.
We are.
Man, it's not making sense to me. Like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be my whole now. Like, yeah.
What you mean? Like, what? Tell us what we said doesn't make sense. Like, we want to understand because this is different for me. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm gonna surround it with people who get this. You know what I mean? Who think similarly. So to have the opposite opinion, like, help me understand.
I'm still stuck on y'all picking the guys with kids. That's what I'm still stuck on that part.
Really is not
I am stuck on that part.
So
like,
okay, so when you hear us pick guy with kids, what do you hear? What comes to your mind?
Why that pal? There's so many pals. Why that one?
There's so many.
Yep.
Is there so many?
The thing about me is like you attract what you think. So it's like if you think, I don't know, for a woman, like you think you're the leader. So you do become leader, you become CEO, all that stuff. So it's like you say there's not enough guys, you're killing guys. I don't know, that's how I think. It's not intentional, like direct, but it's like the way you think is what you attract, is like what you produce.
But like the law of attraction. I get what you're saying. But and to a certain extent I agree. But I also know that statistics don't lie. And the male to female ratio, especially in our communities, is already very off. That's just birth. We can't control we should not control who is born a man and a woman. So I can't control if there are 12 girls born today and only 8 boys born today. But that becomes a ratio. And that becomes, because now, when these, 20 babies grow up and they become adults, we already short. We already imbalanced because there's less of one than the other. There's not enough matches. And then you add in preferences and standards and, same-sex relationships. And it just keeps getting lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Like, it's a lot of factors to dating. It's not just as simple as it's a man and I'm a woman and now we together.
So if there's more women, so that means guys the choosers. If we choosing, that means that we concubines. And y'all don't want that.
No, I'm not gonna be no concubine, baby. So David,
I said that. I said so there'll be concubines. I didn't say that. So there'll be you pick and then there'll be concubines.
No, I think it would be
there are those pulling
leftovers.
People out there. I mean, then you do have that where people never get married. You know what I'm saying? You do have those
and
other
some people don't want it.
Yeah. I'm not one of those people, but to each
it.
his own. Like I have, and I guess for me, it's more than just.
She said she's just a friend. Oh, baby. Sorry, please. Y'all women be pimping.
I don't be pimping too hard.
I'm trying
too hard.
Hey, I'm trying.
I don't be pimping for real, for real. I'm just be out here trying to live. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's more than just. It's not like me getting it right in a relationship, not in a marriage. It's not just about SHAY. It's about generational curses. I want to live a legacy for my children that this can happen. I grew up with about 8 aunts and aunts. Between my dad and my mom's side. My dad's side, he has 5 sisters. Of the 5 sisters, only one got married and had a relationship. The rest of them stayed single their whole entire lives. On my mom's side, none of them really had like successful relationships, the women. And I'm not even gonna talk about the men because they're having relationships, having extra children, or being single. So for me, it's like, okay, that's cool, but I also want to show them something, like leave a legacy of something else that it can happen. You can find a relationship and be happy, be successful. It doesn't have to just be everybody else. And when you come from so much damage of my grandfather having 4 children outside of them in the marriage, while he's married to my grandmother and dealing with that, and then not really seeing successful relationships. Sometimes I feel like I'm out here like a fish just flapping, trying to figure out how to survive on land. Where yes, I have legs to walk, but I don't know how to walk because it's a different territory. So it's way deeper than just finding that guy. It's like also breaking generational curses that we can work through it. Like I can find somebody who, even when life and I probably get on his whole nerves and vice versa, we know that the foundation is this. And so you take your time, I take my time. I'm not mad at you. I just didn't like your actions. And when you did this, I know I will forgive you because I love you. But right now I need my space. And I can respect that. So it's more than just that because I see, oh, you do something wrong I don't like, I never speak to you. You know what I'm saying? I never talk to you. These are family members. You know what I mean? I ain't talked to my brother in over a year. Not because of something I really did, because of him and my mom's did. So for me, it's more like this and me being intentional about dating now. It's more than just, it's more about me. And that's what I realized, okay, this thing is a God thing. Because when I realized my life is not for me and about me, but about what example I could be. That's why I'm like, I don't need a roster for what? You know what I'm saying? To talk to multiple guys. I know I can find someone who finds me attractive. All my insecurities that I had before have been washed away. I am more confident. All the things that I thought I needed to feel beautiful, I don't need. And so now it's like, okay, now let's do the work of me continue to become the best person, the best version of myself. Me marrying somebody when I was 16 or falling in love at 16, marrying my high school sweetheart.
That ain't up and down, okay?
Because I didn't even know what love was and how to love somebody. You know what I'm saying? God has blessed me with amazing friendships that have taught me about love and caring about somebody and forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? So I want to implement that stuff into my marriage so then I can raise a child. I don't want to be a single mother, for real, for real. I know the trauma and the hardship that happens with watching my mom and then being like loving somebody and wanting them to love. No. And that's why I haven't had children or didn't, or, you know, try to be smart and all this other stuff because it's more than just about me, but about my influence, about people who see me. And if I can be that example, that's what I'm going to try my best to be. So, yeah. Because there's people watching us. And even like the things, and it's pressure because it's like, stop watching me. I just want to act a fool right now. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. Yep.
But it's real. It's so real. And I did that. I was like, stop watching me. I went high, add my little foolishness, you know, I can. My own wild stages, we can call it. And I was just like, oh, this is fun. Then I felt empty. And then I felt, you know, it was fun. I'm not gonna, it was nice. Here I can. But afterwards, I don't like the emptiness feeling. So is it like, well, I'd rather just not do that? And yeah, I'm still feeling like I'm not having that fun. But like I feel better about SHAY though. So yeah, okay, I'm done. I'm not preaching to nobody.
Good.
I'm done. What you thinking? I know you thinking. What you thinking over there? Oh yes.
Child, I think we just stressed them out.
I think we did.
It's like I'm broken. So I like this I don't know, isolation. It's like I'm mastering self. For me, it's just the more time I give myself, the more I learn. I like to meditate a lot. So I do like other people's point of view, like this call and stuff like that, but it's like it's gonna make me deeper. Like I may not know the answer, but God will reveal the answer to me in the morning. Like it's like they'll change my next day, so I'll be better than I was yesterday. So it's like
you say you're mastering self. Explain. Why do you feel like what does that mean? Let's start there.
Mastering self means I have temperance, all that good stuff. I'm not perfect, but I never be perfect. But at the same time, it's like,
do you have an end goal of like when I feel like I have mastered self, or do you feel like it's a forever journey?
Forever journey.
And it should be, but that goes back into what we were saying about how you are ever evolving, and your spouse will be too. Because it should be an end goal. It should be a never-ending journey for them too, of being at peace with oneself. I think Will Smith said that it's not his job to make his wife happy.
So let's go, but not up. He brought it up. Now it's getting juicy. Ah!
Oh my God! Now we got his attention.
Now we got him right.
Explain that. Like, please explain that whole situation. Like, is that what marriage is supposed to be like?
You talking about them having like side people and stuff? That doesn't work for me. That might work for their marriage. It's not for my household.
That part.
Devin Franklin. All right, we're gonna talk now. All right, let's go. It's a whole different section.
What about him?
So, one, all right, Will Smith have kids in the picture. Devin Franklin don't have kids in the picture. Damn. I'm speaking to myself. So,
just say it.
A pastor.
Just say it.
A pastor try to get with a sinner. No, I don't know. It's weird. It can't.
You're talking about them being divorced, like...
They spent 10 years. They helped each other, or he benefited.
I think they both benefited.
And she still want to be in the streets though. It's like,
wait a minute. They never said that. Why? That's internet trolling again.
That's internet trolling. That's not her page.
She never said that's why they were divorcing.
Wait, does she still want to be a street what?
A street troller, apparently. She want to walk the street.
No, that was the thing.
It's not. They made that.
Where is it? Yeah, this one. Miss Good if you nasty.
But here's the thing.
So he wasn't satisfying her.
That's a pop culture reference.
That's a pop culture reference from Janet Jackson. That Miss Good if you nasty was always up there even when she was married, and it said Mrs. Franklin.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Because she like, he my husband, and I'm still Miss Good because he nasty or whatever. I don't know.
Nasty with my husband. What are you doing? What's the problem?
Yes.
Don't no man want no little lamb in the bedroom.
Okay. That part.
I know you don't want no little innocent girl that's scared.
Oh man.
I'm just saying. Funny. Mary had a little lamb.
I'm so done with you.
That ain't what y'all want in the bedroom. Y'all be wanting IG models.
IG model.
But what y'all think the IG models look like IG models?
I think sometimes the issue is we see other people's stuff and like, is that what it's supposed to be? It's supposed to be what works for you. That's what it's supposed to be. Marriage, relationships, dating. It's supposed to be what works for the two of them people. The two people who come together and say, well, I mean, unless you poly, that's a whole nother thing. That ain't my business. But when two people come together, a relationship is supposed to be what works for y'all. What y'all talk about on the dates and figure out and see if like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think there's one specific blueprint of marriage has to look like this. Marriage has to look like that. Because every marriage, every person, every situation is specific to those people. And I think that because they are celebrities, their divorce got hyped up. But the reality is that even when you love somebody, even when you dated them, you may grow and change, and that change may not work anymore. And they don't get enough grace for that because, of course, they're not going to be out here telling y'all all the details of how, and this is just me speculating. Like, I don't think that a divorce happens overnight. They were married for 8 years? They problems probably started years ago, and they probably tried to work through them and couldn't come to an agreement. But they're not going to tell y'all all of that because they don't owe that to us.
No. And that's what I appreciate, because that's another thing about marriage, though. It's between the two of y'all and whoever y'all do marriage counseling or whatever. And it's like the same way with Coral Jakes. I don't know her last name, but she's getting divorced.
Cora Jakes.
No, not Roberts.
Well, it's just Jakes now. So, yeah.
It's just like, but her and her husband, she posts something. Coleman. Cora Jakes Coleman. And she's getting, her and her husband are getting divorced. For whatever reason, she announced that her and her husband decided to get divorced, have 2 children. And it's nothing easy, right? Some people like stay for their children, but everybody has a different mission. I met a woman who stayed married to a man for 33 years, and she wanted to divorce him. Well, she had children, and she said it was easier to keep them than to divorce them. And that's what God told her to do. That ain't my business. That worked for her. She knew her assignment. She understood her assignment. She did her assignment. And she's pleased with what her actions are. but everybody was different because her priority was her children. And she was like, I don't know what he's gonna be doing out my presence, so it's better if I'm in his presence. I said, okay. I never, ever, ever thought of it like that. Cause I'm like, deuces. But for her, that's what she had to do. And for them, that's what they have to do. So I feel like there's no blueprint to like adulthood. Nobody told me life was gonna be this jacked up and this is this ghetto.
Nobody could have told me, because nobody knew that we were going to be in a pandemic for 2 years. Going into season 3. Ghetto.
Yeah.
I wrote a blog years ago, and the title was Things My Parents Couldn't Teach Me. And it talked about how my life is so different from my parents for many reasons. My parents have never been a 32-year-old single. When they were 32, they were getting ready to have me, their third kid. So they don't understand what it's like to be single at this point of life. And I could write a part 2 now, because going through a pandemic and living alone and working from home for weeks and months at a time, like all of those things are different. So like you said, there's no blueprint. You have to learn what works. And unfortunately, life is trial and error. All of it, not just some of it, all of it.
That part. What are you thinking? You're quiet.
You want to go
so
high.
Marriage. So the end game is marriage, right? Is it?
For some people. For me.
For me.
Okay. You want kids, you get it. They fall out. You still want half of the guys?
Who fall out? Me and my husband, or me and my kids?
What we falling out for?
Huh?
What we falling out for?
It don't matter. Guys don't do it.
We ain't falling out.
Right. If you married, we're gonna have an argument. You're gonna go on the couch, and I'm gonna come in my room, and we're gonna calm down. Then we're gonna continue life.
Yeah.
We can have an argument.
What'll be a reason for a divorce for y'all?
If he hit me.
Because he hit me, I'm hitting him back.
Fighting. Okay? Fighting.
I'm gonna bust your scalp open.
I just saw a thread. Shaylin, I'm gonna have to add you on Facebook, because I just saw a thread.
Girl, yeah, I was trying to find you.
I'm gonna find you. But the thread was talking about I'm from Atlanta. Is it really too hard to date a Chicago girl? When I say the comments had me so quiet. The first comment said, "You ever trained a bear?" When I tell y'all, I screamed, okay?
I'm sorry. That is
hilarious. I saw that. That was hilarious.
Hilarious.
That was straight facts, though.
Straight facts. Because if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back.
Yeah. I don't play that games. I've been through too much. You can't put your hands on me. Yeah. I know life will happen.
Wait, yeah. So a guy hits you, you get a divorce. You gonna want half as what he makes?
Not necessarily.
So I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna have my money. What, we already signed a prenup.
I'm just saying, like, just say, so you won't. So you're on public record.
It depends on. It honestly. First of all, thank you, girl. It actually depends on the circumstance of where life has taken us. Yeah. My thing is, if we both are contributing to the household and all that, he take care of his kids, I take care of, we just figure it out. Then I'm not gonna trip. But if he's trying to like come for half of my stuff and want alimony and he ain't doing like, right, it really just depends.
Because you have to take care of children, but also what happens is, let's just say, for saying, it's the year is 22 right now. Let's say I end up getting married in 2023. In 2024, my husband decides to launch a business, but we are life partners. So I am doing all of the background stuff. I'm doing billing. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm helping you grow your company. 5 years later, you decide to leave me. No, baby, we built this company together. In situations like that, that's when you have to deal with alimony and stuff like that. If you just want to leave with what you came with, that's fine. But don't expect me to put nothing in your new. If we together, we life partners. I don't plan a divorce. That's not my goal. So I don't go in with the mindset of, if we get a divorce, blah, blah, blah. But if that happens, I pray he is mature enough to see what I put in. And if not, my daddy probably gonna beat him up anyway. So
oh no.
I'll go ahead and be honest with you.
Yeah.
My daddy don't play about his daughter. So
And so here's the thing, and that's the other thing for me. I have a great village. And when you said you said something earlier, something about me being with my girls and guys or whatever, but I have a village that protects me and who are able to see other stuff I can't see. So for me, I'll be like, you know what? I'm not one to really fight. If you want to take whatever, take and go, because I know God's gonna bless me. Because whatever evil you want to cause, God gonna get you back 10 times fold. So I'm not tripping. If I'm wrong, God will let me know, and I keep pushing. But at this moment in my life, I still want a prenup. We've talked about it on connection and different things. Like, I'm a person who wants a prenup because I know people change. Yeah.
You better let the guy know up front. I bet you he be like, all right, let's sign a deal.
I always talk about prenup but my prenup is not crazy, right? Yeah. What business entities that I have coming into this whatever is mine. What you have is yours. And what we build, if we build businesses together and we decide to divorce, we split it 50-50. That's what my prenup says.
So prior to, I have a guy friend that I'm really close to, and he has always said that he wants a prenup. And I used to think it was nuts. But where I am right now today with launching Singles Exchange and it being an official entity, I would be devastated if a man was so petty as to try to take half of my business that I built before we were together. So at this point, yes, just leave Singles Exchange out of it. We could work the rest of that stuff out. But this thing that I literally put my heart and soul and money into before you got here, don't touch that. That's all. But I pray we don't ever get to that point. Singles Exchange, I could be the CEO and somebody else can be the face. And, I can pay them their little salary and not going about my business with the rest of it because it's my money. That's what I would like to do. Life gets complicated.
Is that time for cake?
I know. I said life gets complicated. Cake does sound amazing, though.
Yeah.
I'm out. Fun fact, I have not had sweets. I have not had sweets at all. We've been fasting, and my fast is over at midnight. I haven't had sweets this year. Baby, I can't wait to tear into a cup. Okay?
Listen, I'll be 12:01. She's gonna be like, hallelujah. What's your thoughts on prenups, Smith?
It's a guarantee, mandatory. Oh yeah. Yeah. Gotta happen. But then, anyway, I've been listening to a lot of attorneys on how to make sure the wife, the late, have a wife. I'm too defensive. That's probably why. But it's like, nah. Yeah. I got this planned out script.
Why are you? Wow, that's a red flag. But every time you say too defensive,
that's protection.
You feel like it's good to protect yourself, but eventually, I don't know, your guard. You have to have your guard, right? You don't want to be willy-nilly in the streets. But and you should protect yourself because can't nobody protect you like you sometimes, right? But where does the moment comes where you feel safe enough to allow someone in and you not be defensive? I'm not saying don't get a prenup, but it's one thing to get a prenup.
But when do you get vulnerable?
Outside my parents, I don't really trust nobody.
And why is that?
Because they only brought. I don't even trust them because they all they did was brought me in this world.
Jesus. Thank you for your honesty.
Okay.
But vulnerability is an important part of relationships. So, and you will, if I would hope, maybe you don't, but I would hope or assume that if you're in a relationship with someone, you would want her to be vulnerable with you. Like if she was sick or something, like, you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to know those things about your partner and you have to be vulnerable. And sometimes it don't feel good. But
yeah, I'm the problem, so I ain't gonna work. I can't fathom.
At least you accept. We can start there.
It's not even about, and not what you said, like, oh, I'm the problem. It's not even that. It's just sometimes we have to also recognize we've been through some stuff in life. We've been through a lot of stuff. And even if we don't know pinpoint the why, there is something that has happened for you to feel this way or something that you have saw, right? So a lot of things that I govern or how I do things is based on not always my firsthand experience, but experiences I've seen. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna learn from you because guess what? I don't want it to happen to me. And I think that's also even with you being defensive or being whatever, guarded, it's because you've been through some stuff or you've seen some stuff and you may not be able to pinpoint it. And it's not saying your problem. You're just saying, hey, I've learned from this experience. I'm not trying to make the same mistake they made or make the same mistake again. So that's fine. But then also we have to figure out what's the balance, right? Of saying, how can I still protect myself? How can I still be vulnerable, open, if that's what I choose to do in the future? So it's also this balancing game. Because for me, being vulnerable was not, I didn't, why? Why do I need to tell them how I feel? What, so they can make fun of me later? So they can throw back in my face later? All these things was my defense of like, nah, dog, I'm good. But then I had to learn everybody's not like that. Everything that I think the worst that can happen doesn't mean everybody's going to do it. Are there some people who will actually do it? Yes. And I got my defense for that. But then there are also some people who actually genuinely care and love me that I can trust. And if something goes wrong, doesn't mean I can't trust them. It's just I haven't learned from that experience. That's all I got.
That's good to me.
If the math don't make sense, I don't agree.
The math don't make sense. You don't agree? Okay.
It's like one thing about me is like your words and your action says more than your action says more than your words.
Always.
So once you say something and you don't match your action, red flag off the bat. Mm-hmm. So when I speak, I am definite in what I'm saying. If I don't know, I don't know. So it's like, once you say something and like it contradicts, like, we could get along, but around that parameter, I know not to mess with you in that. So,
but is it?
Do you give her a time? Oh, go ahead.
That's like a diagnostics.
I get the diagnostic point, but is it like okay, she said I keep going back to the bad attitude. I guess that's just my thing today. But she said she don't have a bad attitude, but she got snappy with me. Like, is it a situational thing where she could be having an off day? Because I mean that happens too. I know I have my off days, and the polo people at work be walking past me like she a little cuckoo today. We gonna
give us an example though, like a test and where it's like, oh no, you failed the test. So
manipulation, like I don't play with manipulation at all.
Oh, that's a big no.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So it's like,
give me an example of that.
For me, I keep my words best to my ability. I haven't really felt at that, but somebody try to say, "You said that," and I know I never said that. I'm like, you're delusional, and I'm like, I'm not messing with that. It's like, because the thing is, like, God, anything said is used against us. Like, we don't have no, we're bound for whatever. So it's like, kind of feel like a chain around the neck. So it's like, he hit me. I'm like, how the hell do you prove that? It's like, yeah.
It's like it's her word, no matter what.
Yeah, so it's like, I'd rather like, stay out the zone. So it's like, I'm pushing more against it, but it's like, it's so easy for that to happen. So it's like, R. Kelly, I don't know another story, but it's just like stuff like that. I don't know, like, it's just, you just see all that happen, all these black people, black guys, like, even people close to me is like, it's like, it don't take nothing to go to jail. So it's like, so it's like mind bombs everywhere. It's like, okay.
I can see that angle. I could definitely. Now I'm getting more. I'm understanding you.
Now we understand.
Yeah, this makes sense because from your point of view, y'all could just be simply eating, going on a date. But if that girl lies and say that you assaulted her, that's your life. You get what I'm saying? If you can just say, oh, no, thank you, I'm not, whatever. And you can you're walking past and maybe your jacket breezily hits her on the arm. Oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? And I get that. And like I said, it's because of some things that you saw that actually happened. And you're like, whoa, I don't want that to happen to me. And it's very delicate for men out here nowadays because even though, I mean, yes, those things have happened, but there are a lot of situations that stuff doesn't happen. And there's actually more where it doesn't. But sometimes when it does, it's so magnified. It's like, nah, dog. We ain't taking no chances. I don't got time for foolishness. I got plans for my life. I don't need to get wrapped up with cutie Susu and cutie Shaniqua or whatever. And they got me in jail because they lying because they mad. I didn't want to buy him a Birkin bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. I get it. Even with the R. Kelly's, like his situation, the things that he did, or with the Bill Cosby or with the whatever. Okay, I did my time. Now you're gonna put me back in jail because people mad because I ain't giving them money. You know what I'm saying? Or I didn't do it. I ruined your football career and lied and said that you raped me. And I come and apologize and nothing happens, but your life is still ruined. Nobody hears my apology that I lied and I'm sorry, but your life is still ruined. You're still the person who was accused and prosecuted on lies. Yeah, so that makes sense.
A lot of
that makes sense.
Yep. Immaterial. It's like just never ending.
That's what I was thinking was immaterial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they teach that so young though. It's like, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's still free. And she admitted that she lied after all these years. Nothing happened. They don't mutilate her like they mutilated him, but that seems like some kind of justice to me, but what do I know?
So yeah. Take me to Haiti, the land of the free. Even there, I don't know. I feel like I'd be better, but
would you go back there? I think you can
yeah.
find love.
Find love, that's freedom. I ain't got any love out there.
You be in these streets, gonna be in them Haitian streets.
Yeah, outside. Huh?
Outside.
I probably could set it out there. It'd be easier. Like you think
why
you
would
come
it
to
be
America, we stay here.
Right, why would it be there?
They stop self before they see us online, but oh, that's how you feel out there.
You're fine. Never be afraid of your truth and your honesty. Because one thing that you would say is that you're honest and you're truthful, and nobody can make you else ever be a liar.
Exactly.
But why would it be easy there than here? That's what us American women want to know.
Right. Tell us.
Because it could be. They could be. It's easier to maintain materialistic out there than here.
Oh, money wise, it's easier.
Yeah. What?
Like I said, you say materialistic. I'm trying to understand.
Okay.
It's like, yeah.
So what do you think? How?
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Okay. So you think there's
I'm
like
just trying to find an easy life because people want to make life more difficult than it is. Like, I'm a minimalist. It's like I know how to survive with little. It's like people don't take the blessings. They always want more. It's good. I'm striving for better, but they don't appreciate what they have right now, and I'm not for that. So yeah, greed. I'm not. Yeah. Like, why can't we do like, for example, all right, we do this every dang on year. Like, how many? It's like, all right, you appreciate this moment right now. It's like, what the hell? Like, you building the hype, the anger for that day. Like, you making me resist that day. It's like, but you want to keep up with the societies, like
Joneses.
Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses, exactly.
Yeah. It's a society pressure. I think that's a lot of what I hear. I'm not here to diagnose you or anything. A lot of what I hear is a lot of society pressure and a lot of society experiences. And I get that. But I would like, if I can give you a piece of advice, try to tap into your own world and making it what you want to be, not what everybody else is doing. Valentine's Day doesn't have to be, you know what I'm saying? If you're like, Valentine's Day is no big deal for me, I'm a love on whoever I'm with throughout the whole year, then that's what it could be. There's no pressure to it. It's what you make of it. Yes, there's pressure growing up as a kid because we're kind of introduced stuff, but then you also have the power if you want to have children and when you create to birth something new into them. When change comes, it's not because of some big grand person saying it out loud or some famous person saying it out loud, but because of us making the changes in our individual families to say, hey, this is what the new expectation is. Hey, this is how we're going to treat people better. It's like with racism. It's not the big people, the big horns that produce racism. It's the people in the families telling their children, hey, the Black person is this or Black person is that. So just like they have that power and they can create all this confusion, we have that power to take the world back. So it doesn't have to be like, I'm really big on people like, oh, well, they say, and this is how it should be, says who? One thing I love that I've learned and I love about my job with working with individuals with disabilities and accommodations, it's not just for people with disabilities or whatever, like, or people who are considered not as normal or neurodiverse or whatever it is, or not neurotypical. It's for everybody. You can make, this is your life to live. I'm not giving the world power to tell me what I should or should not do. Can I learn from experiences? Yes. But Valentine's Day, it's just a day that I may work or I may not. You get what I'm saying? The days I want to hype up, Black History Month, MLK Day, Juneteenth, I'm going to hype them up. 4th of July, what I do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because I choose to make it what I want. They don't force me to do nothing I don't want to do. And that's the same thing when it comes to your life experiences. Allow yourself to let go of that pressure. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that every woman is going to be what the world say that she is. There's a vast majority who are materialistic, who want all these things. He got to give me this. He got to pay for this. He got to pay for my heels, my nails, and all this other stuff. For why? If I wasn't paying for that on my own, why am I expecting you to pay for it? Like, I wasn't getting it done anyway. It's something, if you want to, okay, nice bonus. Hey, I'll pay for your haircut. You know, life could be what you want it to be. It can be, it doesn't have to be what society says. And I think sometimes what happens is you have so many people loudly bullhorn their opinions and it drowns us out. But somehow we have to come above the water and realize I can swim. I can go as deep as I want and I can stay on the edge if I want to. It's all what you decide to make it. So take away the pressures of society. Be cautious and be wise, but don't let it control you. Don't let it stop you from what you probably want or never thought you could have because of how it scares you. That's all I got.
Well, all right, Bishop.
Right. At this point, pass the collection.
She caught the spiritual high, but she on it now.
I'm very intentional. Like my purpose in life is SHAY stuff, but it's also to let people know, like, it's okay. You can do what you want. I know what society says. Society says a lot of stuff. Society may say that you have no value or you're a danger. You're not. You're amazing. You're a dope person. And you have value to contribute to this world. We want it. But we want your authentic self, not what society has tried to program and change to be what they want you to be. No. Listen, do what you really want. Figure out how to customize it to fit you. Nobody likes the same old, same old. Give me a customized shoe, I'm gonna feel like the world. You know what I'm saying? If I can customize and adapt it to fit me, yes, because it's mine. You can't take it away from me. I'm done. I'm not preaching. I'm not.
Come on, let's do praise dance, get it going. Come on.
Listen, I ain't got nothing else
over there in a minute.
I am full.
But yeah, it's like, I keep saying this, but like being the greatest nation in the world and being part of the poorest nation, but it's actually the greatest nation that set people free. So like it's two different perspectives. Like, just live.
Yeah.
It's like,
and be great.
Yeah. And even like with you, what you just said, freedom in Haiti. That's you said that. Not what the world say that Haiti is, but you know it and you're able to have other eyes to see it. So keep preaching that message, the land of freedom. We think America is free. It's real freedom over there. Less probably pressure and you're able to just live. And so people need to hear that. You get what I'm saying? People think we free here. We really not. We are, but we're not. It's a different freedom. But there's more than just the American freedom. You get what I'm saying? And more people need to know about that.